What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, former unified welterweight world champion superstar boxer Keith one-time Thurman, who was at one point in time the WBC and WBA welterweight world champion superstar boxer, who lost his WBC title, World Boxing Council title, to inactivity after he unified the belts against two-division world champion Puerto Rican superstar boxer Danny Swift Garcia. That was March of 2017. He was inactive for 2 years, and the WBC removed him as the champion. Then Keith Thurman, he lost his WBA title after coming off of a 2-year hiatus and facing legendary 8-division world champion, iconic Filipino superstar boxer Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao, and he lost a majority decision to Manny Pacquiao and lost his WBA title. With that said, he went on another hiatus after that July 2019 showdown, and he has not been in the ring since then. Well, now he will be making his ring return this upcoming Saturday, February 5th, in Las Vegas, Nevada, at the Mandalay Bay Arena against former WBA junior welterweight regular champion Mexican star boxer Mario Barrios. So with that said, Keith Thurman, Mario Barrios, they held a press conference. Keith Thurman, Mario Barrios, they held interviews, scrums, things of that nature to obviously promote the fight, build up the fight, and answer any questions that needed to be answered. So with that said, Keith Thurman, who has 29 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 22 wins by way of knockout, 33 years of age, 5'7", with a 69-inch arm reach. Keith Thurman, again, will be taking on Mario Barrios. But not before Keith Thurman was asked a ton of questions about the future and in the past. And one question was raised to Keith Thurman: what about the phenom, rising upcoming welterweight superstar title contender, Jaron Boots Ennis, who is 28 wins, no losses, no draws, 26 wins by way of knockout, 24 years of age, 5'10" with a 74-inch arm reach in the future. Now, this came on the heels of Keith Thurman obviously being asked about his position as the World Boxing Council WBC's title eliminator against Mario Barrios, and Keith Thurman wasn't happy that the WBC came out and announced that he will not be the mandatory for the winner of undefeated unified welterweight IBF WBC world champion superstar boxer, who's currently considered top 3 best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, and Earl the Truth Spence Jr., 27 wins, no loss, no draw, 21 big wins by way of knockout. He is 31 years of age, 5'9.5" with a 72-inch arm reach. He'll be scheduled to take on WBA welterweight super champion Cuban star boxer Yordenis Ugas April 16th, possibly in Dallas Cowboys Stadium, AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. In April, Yordenis Ugas is 27 wins, 4 losses, no draws, 12 wins by way of knockout, 35 years of age, 5'9.5" with a 69-inch arm reach. Looks like they're going to a unification bout with 3 belts on the line. Keith Thurman, he announced that he would be the title eliminator, his fight with Mario Barrios to face the winner. Well, the WBC, they refuted that, and they stated it could be a title eliminator, but he will not be the mandatory challenger for the winner of that fight. They will not stand in the way of the biggest fight in the sport of boxing against Errol Spence, should he win, and undefeated 3-division world champion, who is former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, currently the reigning WBO welterweight world champion, who is widely considered by many to be the best fighter in the world, and Terrence Bud Crawford. Now, Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, they make up for the biggest fight in the sport of boxing, okay? Everybody wants to see that fight. Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. With that said, Terrence Crawford, is a network promotional free agent, and he was being talked about as the next possible option for Keith Thurman in his next fight, possibly in July, after Keith Thurman raised his hand and stated he would love to face off against Terrence Crawford in 8 months, meaning, after his fight with Mario Barrios and then Keith Thurman, and then Terrence Crawford in July. Terrence Crawford, he stated Keith Thurman is not very confident in himself and his abilities, that he could beat him, and that's why he's stalling out the fight, why we can't make it happen soon, is what Terrence Crawford stated. So with that said, Keith Thurman answered questions about those fighters and Errol Spence, but then the question continued to be pushed on Keith Thurman: what about Jaron Boots Ennis? What about fighting Jaron Boots Ennis? If you want to be in position to contend for a title, well, Jaron Boots Ennis is top 3 in every major sanction belt. and major sanction body. Okay, so why not fight Jaron Ennis to solidify your position and announce yourself and officially announce yourself that you're back into the sport of boxing and you're back as one of the best welterweights in the world. Mario Barrios is a very good opponent, but he doesn't represent that fight that announces Keith Thurman is back. And we now find out that Keith Thurman has asked Mario Barrios and his team to wear 10-ounce gloves anywhere from 147 or 154 down. Anything below 154, 154 junior middleweight division, you wear 8-ounce gloves. Anything above 154, you wear 10-ounce gloves. Well, Keith Thurman has asked Mario Barrios, a junior welterweight, coming up and making his debut at welterweight. Now, he's a big welterweight, Mario Barrios. He's a big junior welterweight, okay? Mario Barrios is not a little guy, but he has never contended in the welterweight division, okay? So he's making his debut here. Now, I don't know how Mario Barrios was able to squeeze himself down to 140 pounds because he is big. Like I said, 26 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 17 wins by way of knockout, 26 years of age, 5'10" with a 71-inch arm reach. Mario Barrios is 5'10" with a 71-inch arm reach. He's a very big junior welterweight, but nonetheless, he fought at junior welterweight and he lost, was knocked out brutally in his last fight against 3-division undefeated world champion superstar boxer Gervonta Tank Davis that took place June of 2021, okay? And so this is his first fight back from that knockout loss. This is his first fight at welterweight, and Keith Thurman is demanding that he wear 10-ounce gloves. So that made a lot of headlines in itself. But now Keith Thurman was asked, if you truly want to make a name for yourself and announce to the boxing world that you belong back in that title contention and you belong to be considered the best welterweights in the world, which I have no doubt he is, why not fight Jaron Boots Ennis? If you look at the WBO rankings, Jaron Boots Ennis is number 2 in the WBO rankings. If you look at the IBF, Jaron Ennis is number 1 in the IBF rankings, okay? If you look at the WBC, Jaron Ennis is number 3 in the WBC rankings, which he should definitely be number 2 over David Avanesian, but that's for another story. And if you look at the WBA, okay, Jaron Ennis is number 3 in the WBA ranking system. Okay, so with that said, he's top 3 in all major sanction rankings, okay, major sanction body rankings, okay? So why not fight a guy like Jaron Boots Ennis, who's calling you out, who's looking for a fight? He's looking to make a name for himself and looking to make a statement. It's an opportunity of a lifetime for both guys, okay? If you're Keith Thurman, you fight and beat Jaron Ennis, that speaks volumes, okay? And if you're Jaron Ennis, you beat Keith Thurman, that speaks volumes for you as well, okay? So Jaron Ennis is hungry, and Keith Thurman has been pushed into this question. So Keith Thurman, he finally responds, and Keith Thurman, he says, listen, I'm a fighter. Jaron Boots Ennis, if that's the fight that presents itself, send me the contract and I'll sign it. I never see no contract for none of these guys. All I hear is them talking. He said, I'm a fighter. I've been fighting. Again, he went through his whole spiel as he always normally does, that he was been fighting for free since he was little, and he was fighting to, make his family proud, and now he's fighting and able to put food on the table. Okay, so he said he was doing this for free. He was doing it for, pats on the back, and make his family proud. And now he's able to do it for money. So he's not avoiding any fighter. So he says, Jaron Ennis sent him the contract. Once they send me the contract, and then he goes into a spiel of how the contract is probably going to be wrong. And then he'll send it back. Same goes for Terrence Crawford. If they truly want to fight, then he goes into how Terrence Crawford and Bob Arum never officially sent him the contract. And when they do send him a contract, it's going to be wrong. It's going to be incorrect. He'll have to make corrections, send it back, and they can make a fight. And then we can have a historic event, a night of boxing like we're going to have tonight. Okay, so the question continued to be pushed upon him about answering a question about fighting Jaron Ennis. Jaron Ennis have a size advantage over Keith Thurman. He's 5'10". Keith Thurman's at 5'7". He's 74-inch arm reach. Keith Thurman is 69-inch arm reach. So he's going to have a 3-inch height advantage, a 5-inch arm reach advantage. That's huge. A 5-inch arm reach advantage over Keith Thurman. And he's just a naturally bigger, stronger guy. And he's 9 years younger than Keith Thurman is as well. Okay. He's quicker than Keith Thurman, in my opinion. He's bigger, stronger, and he's more versatile. He has the ability to switch from southpaw to orthodox fluidly. He's a very big, strong, strapping welterweight who's very, very hungry. Guys don't even want to spar Jaron Boots Ennis. So Keith Thurman is saying send the contract over and then we can make it happen. Okay. Now Keith Thurman, he's shown some vulnerabilities as of late. His comeback fight in January against Josito Lopez in 2019, he showed vulnerabilities. He was hurt in that fight. Looked like he was on the verge of getting stopped. Now, he did drop Josito Lopez in the fight, but he too showed vulnerabilities. Then he fought Manny Pacquiao, and he was dropped in that fight. And he was, badly hurt in the 10th round to the body again. Looked like he could be on the verge of being stopped. Had to spit out his mouthpiece and utilize the ring to be able to survive. Now, he weathered the storm and fought back to a majority decision against Pacquiao in favor of Manny Pacquiao. He was on the wrong side of the decision. And against Josito Lopez, he was able to get the nod in that fight. Well, Jaron Boots Ennis, if he has him in that compromised position, he's not Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao is limited in his skill set approach. Okay, he has very fast hands, he has power, and he has fast feet. But Manny Pacquiao is not the most skilled boxer in the world. And then you look at Josito Lopez. He's not very athletic, very quick. He's big, he's strong, but he's not very quick, doesn't have fast feet. So Keith Thurman can survive and move around the ring against those guys. If he got in that position with a Jaron Boots Ennis, he will not be able to weather that storm. He will not be able to get away from a Jaron Boots Ennis. So Keith Thurman understands what Jaron Ennis represents. So let's see if Keith Thurman actually puts his money where his mouth is if Jaron Ennis and team send him a contract. Now, Jaron Ennis looks like he's going to have a fight coming up in April against Custio Clayton. So let's see how this all unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV. All one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. And once again, as you all know, I lost my co-host, my brother, Kurt Anderson, a.k.a. Kurt Sugar, a.k.a. the historian. My brother, my co-host, Kurt Anderson. Rest in power, Kurt. I love you. Peace.
You're watching Blue Blood Sport TV. Wow.